Here we go. Raw talk with respect. D mainstream. Got a couple of things. This is raw thoughts. Just sitting back and got some thoughts I want to get off my mind. And one of them is whether it be a relationship, a friendship, a business professional, entering into that relationship, are you truly aware what all that encompasses? Do you truly understand what you're getting into, and are you able to accept that? Are you really able to accept it, or are you finding things that are wrong about it to pick at it till it just is not good enough for you? Or are you feeding that relationship and making it better? When it's weak, are you giving the things that are necessary to nurture it? And I think that's the topic of what I'm talking about right now, that I want to make sure that, that's something that's really important, because I think a lot of times we don't really take that in perspective in this social media driven world, where you can go on YouTube or Facebook and say something and get so many responses, but you can't get a response when it's closest to your house or your friends or your family. And we got to change that. I mean, based on our experiences, that's what we do, but a lot of times it's really tough to accept new information, me included. How do we change that? What can we do to change that? Repetition seemed to work. I just know in my raw thoughts is that we have to figure out something, because we are so combative and want to be argumentative. And I'm saying this as we as a whole, me, myself included. And we got to figure out how to be better than that, some kind of way. Because we are. You got to know we are. We will talk to someone on a phone that we've never met and have the best attitude in the world, and won't have the same fervor with the people that we live and interact with on an everyday basis. That in itself tells you so much. Has nothing to do with that person or that situation or circumstance, because this total stranger just called you. You never knew them. You never talked to them again, and you still did the same thing. We don't want to look at that, do we? That's the crazy part. Go to a restaurant, your waiter. Come on. It's amazing what we will find ourselves able to do when we want to, and not when we feel shortened. But we have to figure something different. How to build, how to be positive, hopefully do the things that are necessary that make it easier for people to interact with you on a day-to-day basis. Make them available to come to you. Make yourself available for them to come to you. Hear them. Speak to them. Tell them about your experiences, but be able to hear theirs as well. I think it's really important that we do that. I think that it's important to definitely hear what someone has to say, but based on their experience, depending on the situation, maybe sometimes you need to be heard. And if you live long enough, you'll be the judge of that, and you trust that you'll be the person that does that scrupulously. And to be honest with you, if they're talking to you, they obviously think of you that way, or they wouldn't be asking you in the first place. So I was thinking about this tonight as we're all talking. I was wanted to really understand how people think about that, and When you're getting into relationships, do you understand that what you're really buying into, not the physical, not the what you see, but deeper than that, the mentality, the thought process, the things that are workable, the things that are staunch. Hopefully, they'll be able to relent. But do you really understand what you're getting into when you do? And then, if you do, why is it such a big deal when you don't get what you think you need to get? When you see it at the beginning? Or maybe you need to reconsider yourself. Or maybe you just have to come to some common ground. That's the best option, I think. Come to some common ground where you're both heard and you feel like you're heard. Don't cut out. Don't get so upset you don't want to talk and it's just done and you can't do this and I don't care what you say. Don't shut down. You want to be heard. In the moment that someone maybe can hear you, don't do that. Keep your mind open. Keep your ears open. You never know what may happen. At least give it an opportunity to happen. I think that's the biggest thing that I wanted to kind of remind us out there is we want to strike down and we want to just not hear because we don't believe it or it's not aligned to what we want to believe. And I speak for myself as well, but we have to find a way in that moment what we don't want to hear to slow it down like the Matrix and hear. That's the moment. They call that winning time in sports. Players that at that time of the game, they know how to slow it down and make that shot, hit that ball, catch that catch, whatever it may be, fill in the blank. But they can slow it down because at winning time, they know how to. And as old as we are, sometimes, some of us, we should know about winning time. Sometimes we just choose not to. And the truth is, that's on us. And we have to blame ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror, have to get out the shower when nobody else is around and figure out what can we do different. We're all fallible. Hopefully we all grow. And in time, hopefully all of us see us grow and continuously push us to do the same. It's very important that we take the time to listen. Very important that we understand when we're getting into any relationship that we're understanding who and what and all we're taken upon. And we're accepting that and we're saying, I'm not okay with everything, but the things I'm not, let's work on them. But I don't throw my hands up in the air. Be there for anybody that needs you. Help anybody that needs you. Doesn't matter what you get in return. Doesn't matter at all. And my raw thought is just as simple as that. Be good to people. And until next time, raw talk with respect. This is D Main Street.